Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this first ever on this channel edition of Throwback Thursday. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of a throwback because I'm going through 1999, and I'm rewatching all the pay-per-views, all the episodes of Raw, and so far I am super intrigued because I'm going to go ahead and give you a sort of preview of this card, even though I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. But for those of you who haven't, this is a great card so far. If you ever want to watch it on the WWE Network, it's in your house, Backlash 1999. So the match card, of course, will open up with the Brood versus the Ministry of Darkness. And this has been building quite interestingly because the Corporation and the Brood originally were on the same team, on the same page. It was the Brood sitting in the Ministry, and then The Undertaker decided he was going to start flogging Christian and then tried to crucify Christian. Edge and Gangrel just had enough. They snapped, they attacked the Ministry of Darkness, and I guess now they turn face, I suppose. Then after that, we have the WWE Hardcore title match between Hardcore Holly and Al Snow. Another well-built show. This is actually something that the WWE did very well back then. Hardcore Holly, of course, is still champion due to a number of interesting circumstances. Al Snow protecting the title. Hardcore Holly has been threatened by several contenders, including D'Lo Brown. But Al Snow bails him out every time because Al Snow wants to take Hardcore Holly's championship. And it has to be Hardcore Holly. It has to be because his head tells him to, or something crazy. Then we build up to the Intercontinental title match. The Godfather takes on Goldust. And this one has been very well built as well. Goldust's gimmick, I have to admit, puts me off a little, being trans and all. But Goldust lost the Intercontinental Championship recently to the Godfather after the Godfather paid off the Big Boss Man. Okay, he paid off the Big Boss Man with 5 Detroit caliber hoes. You can't make this up. Goldust, of course, is going to have the Blue Meanie at ringside, and they have a really weird relationship. The Blue Meanie is apparently Goldust's son, and Goldust is the Blue Meanie's mother. Yeah, there's a lot there. And then after that, you have the tag team match between Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart taking on the New Age Outlaws. And this is a #1 contendership match. So this one has really started to blossom after Jeff Jarrett, who's been very possessive of their manager, Deborah, has been preventing Deborah from showing her tits to the New Age Outlaws and the rest of the wrestling crowd. And I guess that works. Then we have Mankind versus the Big Show in a Boiler Room Brawl match. This was supposed to be this face versus heel showing where the Mankind was going to try to get his revenge on the Big Show. But the two have seemed to sort of make up and have each other's back the last few weeks. So now it's more of a battle of respect more than anything. Then Triple H versus X-Pac is a deep rivalry. A deep personal rivalry. X-Pac wants to kick Triple H's butt because Triple H turned his back on X-Pac. Triple H is the reason X-Pac came back to D-Generation X. China is going to be at ringside. So there's just a lot there. That's going to be a very intense, heated match. And speaking of intense and heated matches, someone who's really growing on me, Ken Shamrock, takes on The Undertaker. And this is just the absolutely most personal of these feuds, save for the main event, because Ken Shamrock's sister was crucified by The Undertaker. Ken Shamrock's sister was kidnapped, and honestly, it was insinuated that there was rape there. The Undertaker did everything he could to torture that poor girl, all because Ken Shamrock is loyal to Vince McMahon, and The Undertaker wants to destroy Vince McMahon. These character webs are kind of crazy. I can't lie. Then we move on to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Shane McMahon is the special guest referee. And we know Shane McMahon has it out for Steve Austin. We know that. It will be Shane McMahon as the referee as The Rock takes on Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this one has been extremely personal. Coming off of WrestleMania, Steve Austin won the world title from The Rock. Well, The Rock's not having that. The Rock comes out and he attacks Stone Cold. And this is built up to the point where Steve Austin, the champion, the person who the corporation doesn't want on top, is sitting there. The Rock throws him into the river. He throws the title belt into the river. Stone Cold's personal title belt that Stone Cold demanded he get back from Vince McMahon. And then The Rock tries to have a eulogy for Stone Cold Steve Austin. But Stone Cold Steve Austin sends the fans happy on the go-home show by running over The Rock's car and the hearse with his monster truck. Of course, there hasn't been an episode of Raw where Stone Cold hasn't drank a beer so far that I've seen of these first 4 episodes or so that I've watched. And I'm very intrigued to see what happens on Backlash. I've never seen this stuff. This is stuff that's all new to me. But if I had to predict, I would say the following people will go over. The Brood, because the Ministry of Darkness has shown a lot of weakness. Al Snow, because Hardcore Holly has been lucky to still be champion. The Godfather, because Goldust just doesn't need the title run. The New Age Outlaws, because I think it's about time for Jared and Owen Hart to lose, and I think it's time for the crowd to be feeling good about things. Mankind over the Big Show, although I could see something crazy happening and just having some sort of interference. Triple H over X-Pac, because X-Pac just isn't on Triple H's level. The Undertaker over Ken Shamrock, unfortunately, although I understand why people like Ministry Undertaker now. And then Stone Cold retains over The Rock because it's too soon to take the belt off Stone Cold. And those are my predictions and my analysis so far. I will return to doing this. I'll probably do the review as soon as I watch Backlash. But this so far has been very fun to watch. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you next time.